All righty. Hello, hello. We are officially live, Leslie. So say hi.
Hello.
Hey guys. All right, let us know as you hop on. We've got a story or two to tell you guys tonight. Excited to be on, and excited to have a friend of like how many years? Like 25-ish, I don't know. On because
That
I
shows our
get
age.
to you guys get to hear her story. So I don't know, like yesterday, we've only been friends a few years. We're not even that old. Yeah. So there you go. Hey Marcella.
I'm
All right,
sharing this right now.
Perfect. Okay, so hey Brenda. All right, yeah, we've got some friends on, so I guess we can get started.
Yay!
So
Let's do it.
love an opportunity just to share a friend's story. It's kind of crazy because I have been sharing what I have found through this whole Thrive Life over the last 7 years, and it's actually moved over into so much more than just nutritional supplements, right? Or fueling my body from the inside out. It's gone so far beyond that. But I know a lot of you have heard my story, you've seen our journey, but I love to be able to feature some friends because all of us have our own unique journeys. And so tonight, you guys get to meet Leslie. Leslie, let's just start out by you just kind of giving a little bit of background as to where you were before Thrive, because we had connected a little bit via we were connected on Facebook, and we had actually you supported a home-based business that I had done where I sold jeans and in-home parties. If any of you guys ever bought jeans from me, I need to know. And do you still have them? Do you still wear them?
Oh, I do actually maybe still have a few pair.
But Leslie had always been a huge supporter of mine, and so it's kind of funny because she didn't naturally jump on this whole Mauria's found something nutritionally that might be good for me. So talk to us a little bit about, just where you were before.
Okay. So when I started, it's now been 7 years ago in January, and I was tired, exhausted, busy, single mama. Bailey was a teenager, I guess we could say at that point. And she was uber busy with competitive cheer and had us going all the time. So that was just our normal, was to go, go, go. But life had thrown me some curveballs. And I had what I would just say, I ate my emotions through it, and had really just kind of become a recluse into my personality. Wasn't social with other people. And it's really funny because it wasn't until I began to share this story that even learned who I was during that time. Because to her, I was still the mom that got up in the mornings and took her to school. I was still the mom that, picked her up from school and we spent all the night together. Like everything was done. But while she was at school, I worked from home. I worked for a doctor, worked from home, did medical billing and whatnot. And so I literally set up my computer on my on my living room sofa table, and I would lay down and I would work. And I could scroll with one hand, I could type with the other, and that was literally how I did my days, in my pajamas nonetheless. And then I'd set my alarm for, 3 o'clock and hurry up and get ready, clean up the house, put things back where they belong. So she never knew that was really what I did. And then I was laying in that position that day when I saw Mauria's post, and I had seen them several days. Like I saw the, hey, I fit into my pre-pregnancy jeans. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I just bought a new pair of bigger size. And I just kept scrolling. And then she's all like, hey, I've got all this energy. And I'm like, that's cool. I don't. And I kept scrolling. But it was the post where you were standing in front of your Escalade. And I knew your story. And I knew that you just weren't going to go out and buy an Escalade. And you were like, hey, I've earned this. And I was like, okay. So when I tell you that I sat up off that couch that day and I wrote you, I wrote on the floor just writing you because I was so intrigued. And I knew that if you were on board at that level, that it was something that was working. So my first message to you was literally, tell me what this thing is and I don't have any money for a buy-in. So if it costs buy-in, that's full, can't do it. And you were like, no, Leslie, it's free. And I'm like, right. Nothing in this world is free, Mauria. I'm glad that you think that it is, honey, but it's not. And you were like, just sign up and I promise you it's going to work. And it's free, I promise. And you sent me to what now, or at that time was a 7-minute video to watch for me to understand what it was. And because we've known each other so long, I kept pausing it and I'd go back and I'd be like, but what is it? What about? You're like, no, keep watching. But what about? And you're like, it hasn't been 7 minutes, Leslie. And I'm like, okay. So I signed up that day to a brand promoter because I wanted to prove you wrong. I wanted to prove to you that this wasn't free. 7 years later, it's still free. But I wanted to prove that that wasn't right. And I knew that I needed money. I needed this from a business perspective. I needed it to pay bills, electricity, water. Like it was legit stuff for me. It wasn't the hair and the makeup. It was legit stuff. And so I signed up that night not knowing anything. And it just so happened that there was a Lavelle local. Remember when we used to could all go in a big room together and people could share
Those are the good days.
I know, we used to could. I heard that this weekend with someone and they were like, wow, that sounds so cool. I'm like, it was so cool. But I was really busy and I could only attend half of that day. And it's comical when I really break down what I did that day because in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't busy, but that's what we tell ourselves. And so, but God knew what he was doing that day because he put me in the room with real Thrive experiences. It's a whole lot like what we're doing here. But I always like to say they're real life people that you can see and touch and feel. Kind of creepy, but it's true. Because they weren't just people that we had seen on social media. They were friends. I mean, like when I go back through this list of the 4 people that really changed my drive that day, they were your personal friends. And I knew that this was going with or without me. And literally that 1 hour that I sat there. And then also the joke's on me because I missed Paul and Jason. Like I missed the meat and potatoes of it all because I was too busy. But anyway, I left that day and I called my mother. And I'm like, Mom, I know you've seen Mauria's post. I know you know what she's doing, but I want you on my team. I don't want you on her team, okay? And she's like, Les, it's not going to work. Like we've tried all this other stuff. They just don't work. Like just doesn't work. I said, no, I'm telling you, Mom, I just left this room and this is different. And I always say if I could have gone and sat in front of Walmart that day like a Girl Scout, like that was the passion that I had inside of me that day. And so signed Mom up. She ordered her box. I left there and I met up with some friends and they were like, you kind of have a pep in your step. What's wrong with you? And I was like, I just left this amazing meeting and I've learned about these products. And let me tell you what these products are doing for other people. And I shared literally the same 5 stories that I learned that morning. I just regurgitated them. They signed up for free. And then I realized, holy smokes, you're almost a VIP 800, which is the first bonus that we earn in the first 14 days of the business. I didn't even have product in my hands. So I just kept running. So for me, I earned the free product on the VIP 800 because we get that. And it sat on my bar because I didn't think that I needed the products. I've tried everything, nothing works. So I remember calling a friend and begging to give this box to her. Like now I'm like, what was I thinking? But I did. I'm like, I don't want anything. I just know this product will help you. And she was like, no, not interested. So it sat on my bar for another week. Finally, I decided, all right, I've read these stories. I know what it's doing for people's lives. I started taking the product. I noticed nothing. And I thought, all right, well, I've got the box. I've already opened it. I'm in it. Like, I got to do this. So I kept on taking the product, and it was 23 days later. I had picked up Bailey from school. We're driving to cheer. She said something funny. I have no idea what it is. She's uber witty, and she said something funny, and I started laughing. I mean, like, tears rolling down my face laughing. And she was like, oh, is that funny? And I'm like, that's hysterical. And I just kept laughing. And she was like, okay, I don't know what this Thrive thing is, but please promise me that you'll never stop doing it. She said, this person, this mom that I have right now is amazing. And that was my gut punch, because I thought I had always been that mom, but I'm a checklist mom. I was present when I needed to be present, and I was not present when I didn't need to be present. And, well, as an empty nester, we always need to be present. We miss out on so much. Anyway, so that was my gut punch, and that was my aha moment, because it wasn't that I noticed that I had more energy, or that I noticed that I slept better. Like, looking back, I did, but I had an excuse for those because I was a negative person. I was in a negative mindset. My mind wasn't right. I was healing from past stuff, so I needed to get past that. So Thrive did that for me. It gave me my happy back. It made me be the mom that I thought I was. So for me, it was that my number one, my only person that saw me 7 days a week could acknowledge that, hey, you're not a better person, but you're a happier mom. You're more present, without her saying those words. So I knew on that day I was never going to stop. So that's kind of my before and kind of threw into my first 30 days. But I did earn my my 4K. And at that time we did iPads.
Yes.
So that was cool. So I did that in my first 30 days, and just never stopped. I remember right after that, then I earned my auto bonus, which that's uber cool. That's the second rank at the company. And I was driving a Volkswagen Jetta with over 220,000 miles on it that I was cutting things off of. Like, I remember saying, let's just cut that off. I don't even know what it is. Let's just cut it off. It was hanging out underneath the hood. And I was like, I'm going to hit my auto bonus in the next 3 weeks. It's going to be fine. I mean, that was my mindset. So I just kept on. So
I love that you introed, because not everyone starts out going, okay, wait, this business opportunity has caught my attention. You know, a lot of us are the product was introduced first, and we became a believer in the product first. And then it was, oh, wait, there is a business opportunity attached to this, to that. Whereas you, and I love that you mentioned that you knew me before. And so you knew if I had earned that car, you knew something was working. And if I could do it, you could do it too. So it wasn't that's just for people like her. Leslie knew me and knew, hang on.
Yeah. Like I just knew, like an Escalade, like what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and I always say, I set up and called her, and I'm like, but I need to paint the whole picture, because like when I set up, it sounds so silly now, trivial, but like that was such a big deal at that time. Like,
well, yeah, because it's a huge deal. I mean, a car, first of all, we all know a car payment is most people's second largest household expense.
Yes.
And so, you know, being able, I had previously driven a Chevy Suburban. I traded it in on a used Cadillac Escalade, and Leslie just told you guys, I mean, that is at our second rank in the company. So at only the second rank in the company, Leslie, you hit your 12K within what, the first 40 days?
Yes, because it was, I hit the 12K. So I started in January. So this kind of gives us a time frame. Started in January, and I earned Cabo.
Yes.
That next, what was it, like January, February, March, and then we Cabo in April.
Yes.
And I had to qualify for 2 months. So yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So definitely within the first 60 days of her business. And that's life-changing for a lot of families, you know? And what they do is they'll either give you $300 a month towards what you currently drive, or $800 a month towards a luxury vehicle. So what did you trade your Volkswagen in on?
I traded in for a Lexus.
Okay.
And again, like I was like, what? Like,
was it a used Lexus?
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the auto bonus, the cool thing is that $800 is 5 years or newer. So I bought a Lexus that was literally like 3.5 years. Like, I knew I only drove it for like 2 years. Right. Before I had to trade it in. Oh, darn. But I was like, it was better than my car that was literally falling apart. Yeah. It was a whole lot nicer than mine. Now, I love my Volkswagen. Don't get me wrong, I love my Volkswagen. Yeah. But that Lexus was uber nice.
Super nice. Well, and y'all, there's something too when you get in the car and you're not having to make that car payment on it. I mean, it just makes it a little more luxurious, even though it is in that luxury vehicle category. And y'all, we used to be able to rattle off the 4 vehicles or the 4 brands of vehicles that Lavelle covers at that rank, but we can't even, it's like this list a mile
I'm
long
all like,
because they started adding vehicles that qualified and adding vehicles that qualify. And now they've added trucks to the car plan.
they
And
added a Ford Bronco.
yeah, yeah. And the new Jeep is
Yes.
yes, the new Jeep truck.
Yeah, the Jeep truck.
I mean, it just, the list goes on and on and on.
Mhm.
Anyway, but I love that you talked about the fact that you needed a plan B. You needed a secondary source of income, just because I'm having so many conversations, Leslie, with people today, and really I have over the last year of, okay, wait, like, is there really an opportunity with this? You know, how does this work? You know, we've seen a lot of people over the last year that have had to use their plan B income to pay the bills, because plan A, you know, different things happen over the last year. And so, you know, yes, guys, there truly is an opportunity here. You know, the bottom line is for you to make a commitment to share it with others. And, you know, Leslie's commitment to sharing with others increased significantly once her daughter noticed the changes in her. See, Leslie's initial on fire was, holy moly, you know, these experiences are amazing. And, you know, like she said, she was at the same event that our co-founders, our co-CEOs were at, but she didn't even get to hear them speak. All she heard were the stories of what Thrive had done for people. And guys, people ask me all the time, Mauria, how are you so confident? How are you so confident? How are you so confident? Well, number one, I'm not going a day without this stuff. And I know what it's done for me personally for the last 7 years. I know tomorrow morning when I wake up and take it, it's going to do for me what it did on day 10 7 years ago. You know, it's never stopped. It's only gotten better. But secondly, I have literally spent the last 7 years hearing story after story after story after story that people have shared with me. So of course, I'm super confident in the product, but I'm also incredibly confident in the business model. Now, is there guaranteed success? No. Is it going to be easy? Well, it just kind of depends on what you determine is hard. You know what I mean? Like, my career as a speech pathologist was hard in the sense that I was away from my family. If I wanted to get paid, I only got paid if I went to work. There were always challenges, you know, and because you're working with people. And I mean, did I have my heart broken a few times? Absolutely. And, you know, I worked in the geriatric setting. I mean, there's hard, you kind of get, you in life, we choose our hard. But, you know, for me, I've always said, I'll take this kind of hard any day of the week and twice on Sunday, being able to confidently say, girl, I don't know what this is going to do for you, but you need this. You need this. Your body needs this. And then you're going to fall in love with this. You're going to have a story. And then we can go from there. And not everyone chooses to become a promoter, but because of the free business model that they've established for us, it only makes sense to take a serious look at becoming a promoter, because what are you doing? You're sharing what you love. And all of us have our phones in our hands. Leslie, I've been hearing your phone go off on the live several times.
I know. I bring it on the table.
Yeah, I'm assuming if you're watching this right now from your phone, please let me know. Give me a phone emoji. Give me something. I guarantee you're not on your dadgum computer. You are on your phone. That is where we are. And I've said this, you know, for years. Everyone has your phone in your hand. And what's up with all of a sudden Facebook is now like giving ads when you're trying to watch a video, and the ads are of games. And I'm not knocking games, guys, but are you going to spend time on your phone playing a game? Or, I mean, it would probably be better than watching some of the stuff that's out there. Okay, I'm not going to say, okay, your game might be better for your mental health. But here's what I'm going to tell you is actually using your phone to share your own personal story and the stories of others and actually get paid to refer people to this company. I mean, that to me, I'll take that day any day of the week. I always say that when I found out that I could make money from my computer and because back then it was more making money from your computer, that's when I quit watching TV. Now, I mean, I've never done something that I didn't enjoy, you know, when it came to my side gig or additional stream of income or whatever. But yeah, people have their phones in their hands. Why not utilize that? And why not have a job that actually pays you to do what you enjoy? You know, I talk to more and more people and you know, they'll say things like, you know, I want to spend my days. I mean, I think all of us have kind of had reality checks over the last year, right? I want to spend the days with the people that I love. I want to do what I enjoy with the people that I love. And so, man, I'm telling you right now, that's why thrivers are, that's why they shout it from the mountaintops. That's why they love what they do, because it's the true stories that we've personally experienced, that we've been able to play a role in. And then that confidence and going, okay, girl, let's create your story. And by the way, I keep saying, girl, dads need Thrive too. Mom, dad, grandpa, aunt.
I want to tell you, one of those 5 stories, it was a gentleman, and he talked about how he had been just kind of lethargically laying on the couch, and how Thrive put him back in the yard pushing his kid on a swing set. And I mean, it's so simple, but guys, we take that kind of stuff for granted.
Yeah. Well, and sleep, I'll never forget. I've been on a call with a police officer that, he was no longer in the police force. I think really what had happened, something significant had happened. I think he ended up just having to say goodbye. It affected him so. And I'll never forget, he said, you don't understand. I now sleep, and I haven't slept in 15 years. I mean, y'all, that is life-changing for people. So what the heck is Thrive? Okay.
Yes.
Am I explaining it, or are you explaining it? 3 simple steps.
Yeah. I was trying to see what I had right here. All I have right here are capsules.
All right. 3 simple steps, men's or women's capsules. Sometimes, yes, women can take men's capsules if you want. They're a little stronger, have different aminos. I switch it up. But yeah, 3 simple steps first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Capsules, lifestyle mix. Our lifestyle mix is what is getting your gut healthy. If you haven't researched gut health by now, you have to do it. And then you message whoever shared this video with you, or Leslie or myself, and you say, okay, I'm ready to thrive with you, because my gut health, I know, is a root of a lot of my health challenges. And so, yes, I'm ready. And then the DFT, that's the step 3. And yeah, that is something that so intrigued me, Leslie, when I was seeing it, when I was seeing Tony post about Thrive. I had a lot of other friends that were promoting other health and wellness products. Obviously, I mean, the health and wellness industry is huge, but man, that whole DFT was very intriguing to me, just because we know transdermal means have been used in medicine for years. So it's like, wait a second, you can do that from a nutritional standpoint. It's just, so super simple, easy. Every customer can thrive for free. Leslie talked about the free business model. And there's no catch. Like, how fun.
Catch. And what I love the most is there's no catch even as a customer. So let's say that you're watching this and you're like, okay, that's cool for y'all. Not interested. You can start as a customer, which is still free. And you then tell your 2 friends, or your 2 friends notice, like my daughter did, and they're like, okay, tell me what you're doing again. And then you get them thriving. You thrive for free the very next month. And that's the uber cool thing. And I love to do these type of calls with my customers so that they can share it with their friends, so that they know what they're doing. Because let's face it, we know a lot of people that are tired and grumpy and gripey and achy and breaky. I mean, we just do. Yeah. Because we were there.
We were there. And
so we know.
Yeah. I mean, life is hard. And Thrive is not a cure-all. We don't claim that it is. But man, it is amazing what happens to your body when you feel it from the inside out. And Premium Nutrition, I mean, they have truly made a commitment to premium. You're not getting cheap, nasty vitamins. These are vitamins that you feel, and you will hear thrivers say, if you don't feel your vitamins, you're taking the wrong ones. So this is where you dive in and you say, okay, I'm ready to thrive with you guys. So any last minute closing thoughts, Leslie? Thank you so much for hopping on tonight and sharing your story.
Absolutely. So the only thing I can think of is you kind of hit nail on several things, but that is, I want to talk about our ingredients. Number 1, they're like pure and raw. There's no fillers. There's no additives. I had no idea about that until I started doing this. And then you start doing more research and you're figuring all of that out. So if you have questions, please reach out to us. We'll help you and guide you and teach you. But the other thing is, we have no idea what this is going to do for we know that it does something different for each and every person. I said it with a group of 10 women this weekend, and each one of us had a similar story, but each one of our stories were completely different, if that even makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we have no idea what it's going to do for you, but I guarantee it's going to do something for you. And that's about all that I have, Mauria. I could talk like you. I could talk forever, but that's the basics. I love the products coming from someone that was a true skeptic and didn't need them. I love them. On my memories, I guess it was 5 years ago, Paul had challenged us to go 4 days without them. So on my memories, I'm on day 2 right now, and I was back to drinking my sodas.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's actually something that's interesting. So when she said that, so Paul is one of our CEOs, and he just kind of made a comment one day, because you can very easily get used to your new normal, right? And so sometimes you have to be reminded of where you were before. And people always ask, well, what happens if you stop taking it? Well, you're going to go back to feeling like you did before. It's probably going to suck you even more, because you now know what it feels like to feel good. And so you're not going to like that. Now, for me, I don't do his little challenges. I don't ever I'm not going without it. I literally had a super panic moment. Those of you that follow me, when we were on family vacation over Christmas, and I thought like my Thrive didn't arrive. It was in the bag that didn't make it with us on vacation. And I literally was trying to figure out how I was going to be fun mom on family vacation with an additional child with us, because Jaden had a teammate that was with us too, so I don't need a reminder of where I was before. I don't ever want to go back there, but he has thrown out that challenge, from time to time of, hey, quit taking it for 4 or 5 days, quit taking it for 7 days, and just see. And I'm not going to do that. But you did. Did you last the full 4 days? Did you?
I don't know. I'll let you know. I'm on day 2 right now, and my memories are sad.
Memories are sad. You're like, oh my gosh. Well, hey guys, it's been fun to be on tonight. Hopefully we brought some smiles. Social media is a hard place these days. And it has been for a while. And I don't know. I'm all about continuing just to share the good stuff, because we have a lot of good stuff, a lot of good things that I've personally seen, and I'm going to keep putting that stuff out there for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy that. I encourage you guys to do the same. It's going to take all of us to brighten up our social medias, and let's just commit to doing it, and with all the good things, because there are good things happening all around us that aren't just Thrive, right? Thrive just makes it a little sweeter. So good night, everyone. Thanks again, and thank you again, Leslie.
Yes.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.